Sometimes scientists are too quick to assume that the best way to conserve nature is to keep people out. And that approach doesn't recognize the integral nature between human communities and their ecosystems. Tribal communities, including here in the Pacific Northwest, the Yurok, the Hupa, the Karuk, the Wiyot, their whole world view really emphasizes the integral role of people in the ecosystem. And they acknowledge that human well-being really depends on maintaining some kind of a reciprocal relationship with nature. And when you have that recognition, that kind of changes the conversation from kind of an old school view of conservation, and that is, how do we protect nature from people, to a much more open conversation about how do we conserve nature for people.
Wiyot territory is a very massive territory. I mean, we run out to Bear Mountain Ridge, to Chalk Mountain, to Berry Summit, to Little River. That is our ancestral territory. So we have a huge ancestral territory that we need to take care of. HSU does sit on Wiyot territory.
Well, I think a lot of the environmental movement really fails to understand that there's this big population of people still in America and all over the world that have just a unique relationship with the landscape that many of us don't have. As we're looking for ways to solve the big picture problems that we're facing with global warming, there are people who live sustainably with the environment for a long time that we should be asking advice from.
Traditional knowledge is knowledge that we've gathered over thousands of years through observation, through practicing, through this kind of adaptive management process. If a certain way didn't work, then let's try the other way next year, and then make sure that we pass that information on to our kids and grandkids so that that stays with our community as this is the way that works.
And a lot of the times, traditional ecological knowledge, it's kind of like a new concept for a lot of Western science folks. They think it's like just a definition. They think it's just a workshop you do on the weekends, or it's just a season, but it's a lifestyle. TEK is a lifestyle that is everyday exercise. It's engaging with the environment, engaging with the resources that are relatives to us, like maintaining their health so we could be healthy. It's like this reciprocated relationship on a day-to-day level, and that comes with land management practices as a form of our religion.
It's understanding a lot more than just empirical data. It's understanding the seasons and the moon cycles and the tides and many other things. For instance, some of my elders, when the spring salmons show up or something, they don't say, oh, it's March, the spring salmon will be in soon. My auntie would say, oh, look, the dogwood is blooming, or a certain flower was blooming. The spring salmon will be here any day. Or look, that tree, the leaves just died on it. The eels will be showing up any day now. So that's like a whole different thought process.
Traditional ecological knowledge equals diversity and harmony. So that's what our prescription of the world, the earth, was to be able to manage that benefits all creation in a sustainable type of way.